Welcome back to another edition of The Road to 2200. I'm 1878. My opponent is 1755, so I've got a little bit of an advantage here. Just signed up for the Senior Open this summer, so very exciting things are afoot. And let's see if my opponent is here. It's quite a delay before the first move. My plan is to go into my regular Queen's Gambit Exchange stuff. And it looks like my opponent... Oh! Just as they're about to auto-abort, and I was just about to hit the click stop recording button, they're here. Alright, so here we go. Gonna take, and this is a little bit... Oh, that's weird. Okay. So the reason this is weird is because I get to go here and just immediately develop and kick it, and now the knight can't come to here. So this seems like not just weird, but bad. So I don't see any reason not to make what is a very obvious move. Kick the queen back, got a free move for my knight, and then I just continue developing. Bishop goes to here, 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 and we're just up a move now. So I don't understand what my opponent was doing there. But maybe there was something where they wanted to keep an asymmetrical pawn structure instead of going into the normal symmetrical one, because if you go here, the game's a little boring. It's very similar. Okay, interesting. I really wasn't expecting the queen to go there either, so I'm looking at some really interesting things, like going here and here, threatening that mating square. I guess it's not mate in this particular position, but it still would be a good square. Problem is, a simple developing move like this kind of squashes all my plans. But here, and now it is hard to develop the bishop, because then of course this is hanging. I guess the question is, after this, this is pinned. Is there something they can do about that? Like maybe they go here, threatening to go there. Doesn't do anything though. This is a pretty sort of obvious move of just kind of like, now what? And you have to kind of move again. I don't really love that move. I would like to put my bishop on a slightly more aggressive square. So this is what I'm really torn by, is what am I doing now? I don't think I want to go here, because this even just looks like a pretty decent, looks like I kind of wasted a move at that point. Maybe the move is here. It's either here or here is what I'm coming down to. Taking a while here, but it feels kind of important. If I go here, then this is loose, which is annoying. They're so underdeveloped. I don't feel like there's anything I need to worry about. I think I'd rather go here and then here. There's just no way... Okay, I guess that's not true. I was thinking there's no way to pressure this, but they could just immediately go into here as their next move. And if I'm not breaking the pin, I can't take. So I guess I'm going to go here. I don't know what's happening with this queen. Okay, that seems like a pretty reasonable move. I'm pretty tempted to go here. This bishop now can't come out, so that's kind of nice. I'm kind of looking at this also. I could really be bearing down on this queen. I can't stop it from getting away, though. These escape squares are always going to be there. And if I go here to allow the bishop to come out, now this piece is really annoyed. I'm looking at maybe, what about this? I think their best move might be come all the way back, and then if I try to take, they just take, and they don't feel like I've gained anything from that. Except maybe then I can go here. I don't know, it's quite interesting. Someplace even more annoying I can go with the knight. Like, I could go here. And now... not that many squares to go to. Actually, I guess there's quite a few, right? But a lot, like these two are both met by that. If the queen comes across the board, like here or here or here. I don't think I mind that necessarily. I can just reroute the knight into here. And then maybe my other knight goes here. It's an interesting one. It just feels wrong for some reason to stick the knight out on the rim like this. I can't quite put my finger on why it feels so wrong, but it just does. Like, let's say I go here, here. Do I immediately want to follow up with that? Can't I just go there? And then it's like, I guess the knight could go here, which isn't the worst. Yeah, I think I'm going to break up this whole pin situation. It's kind of annoying. I'm pretty far ahead in development, so I feel like maybe I can do this. And it's not like I'm wasting a move. I'm actually challenging them. I did not take that into account. That was kind of a mistake. What? White gets 15 seconds? Is that what I was saying? I think I just go here. Oh, and then if here, I think I'll just take this way. It should be fine. I could even just go here now. Maybe that's actually the better. No, I think that's not a good idea. If I go here, here, I could just go here. I kind of like that, actually. But then the pin is back on, which is annoying. What if I go here? And then it almost forces this move. And then I go here. Yeah, let's go like this. I don't know about this. Now suddenly all my pieces feel kind of misplaced a bit. Okay, wait, there's also this problem. If takes here. So maybe this is better. And then that way, if takes here, I'm still backing up the piece. And then I can even go there to break it all up. Okay, so here, 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 here. Right? This works. Here, here, here. Yeah, I think this works. Maybe I'm wrong. Certainly feels like I haven't played it that well. I think this was probably a mistake. I definitely overlooked adding the second piece there. I could have just gone here. Like, there were lots of things I could have done differently there. I'm looking forward to looking at it after the fact. I'll be shocked if they don't go here. It just feels like such a good way to add a second attacker. And then this is falling. I mean, this is falling, but then I think I go here, here. I think I'll be okay. I think it's because I have this. There isn't really a way to work around that. I wonder if something like that is good, but I think then I would just go here. And I think I'm pretty happy with that move. Suddenly my knight looks pretty good. I guess they could go here. And then I don't know exactly what I'm doing at that point. Oh, it is going to be hard to castle also. Okay, so that was the move that we definitely expected. But if I go here, it just feels really bad for black, right? Because then I'm going there. Like if, yeah. I don't know. This seems good. I think this saves us. I think it was a scary looking spot, but because they only have two pieces developed, now it's kind of like you don't have anything anymore. So I can take here. When they take, I can go like here, here, and everything is totally fine. In fact, I have another move I can do that I like. So I am going to take. Now my opponent has no pieces developed other than the queen roaming around, and I get to go here now, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it does anything, but it takes my knight off of the rim, lets me attack the queen, gain another move. Yeah, let's go here. It's an interesting setup. I think my opponent is totally fine now. I think they were in a little bit of trouble for a bit, but I think I didn't play all that great. Ooh, I have this now? Do I take that? What do they even do at that point? They can go... They could go here, which is probably reasonable. It feels like I'm really grabbing. It just feels a little greedy to me. But I kind of like it. Let's do it. I'm going to go greedy. I'm trying to kind of punish them for roaming with the queen. And now I have a big center. I've got that piece developed. Ooh, and they had to just go back. So that feels like a minor victory. Now, can I exploit this at all? If they just castle now. So, like, let's say I go here with the queen and they castle. I kind of like going here then, and then here, and then we're starting to do stuff. I don't think I need to go here to do any of this. I think I could just go here, and then maybe I'm here. Put this. Okay, so that is interesting. Here, castles. Here is protecting this, and then I can go here. And then I've kind of got stuff cooking here. It feels like I'm kind of falling for the same trap as my opponent of moving the queen for no reason. Because it's not like they don't want a castle anyway. And then they also have this, but if I go here first, what if they go here, here, then here? Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm developing my queen to a better spot. They cannot do this, or I'll come in here. Once they castle, I go here to stop this move, cementing this poor bishop. And I couldn't do this. I guess I could have done this before, but I couldn't have then gone here. So it feels like I'm going to have a pretty strong game. I can also go here. This poor queen has wandered all over the board and is back on the home square. I guess something I should be aware of is could come at any moment. And if I put this bishop here, which is where I'm planning to go, then what happens with the knight? Maybe the knight drops back to there and is covering here. Wait, covering here. Why did I think that wasn't possible? Right, because I would just go here. But then they're going to go here. I totally missed that. Oh, no. Okay. I guess I have this. And then they go here. And then, am I lost now? Like, have I blown this thing? Maybe I have. Maybe that move was so bad that I just lost the game. I can't go here anyway because it's covered by the queen. What am I doing? Wow. That was a really bad move. I had so many good moves there, and I think I lost with that one. If here, they can just take there. Will I just not be able to castle in this game? Because if here, 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 I could just go like here, but then we're offering a draw at that point. So I think I'm going here. And I'm just going to say, okay, you got a pawn, but now I'm even farther ahead in development. I'm going to go here. If they go here, then I'm just going to develop this pawn. This bishop. Sorry. Actually, no. If they go here, I'm going here. I think the move is probably like here, here, and then there if they want to do that. Because then they have this check with hitting the knight. Man, if I lose to just this roaming queen attack, I'm going to be very frustrated with myself. My opponent has done nothing this game except move their queen. The majority of their pieces have not moved. And I managed to blunder badly. Okay. So they went that way. I think probably the idea is... Oh, right. This is coming next. That is quite annoying to deal with. I'm looking at this castles, but I think this loses here, here. I guess I am protecting it with the knight for now. Man, what do I want to do here? It's quite the mess I'm in. Because if I go here, here, and then they have this to kick the knight, and then kind of feels like things start falling apart. I need to get castled. Wonder about here. But then I can't. I guess the big problem is I'm gonna have a hard time castling here no matter what I do. Yeah, especially once they go here, right? I go here, they go here. I can't take. Yeah, I'm in some trouble. I need to probably be able to go here. So I think maybe the bishop needs to come out this way. But even then, I think I'm going to lose. I think I lose once this rook goes here. Like, I go here even. Now I can't move my... Oh, yeah, and then they check here. I guess they still can't mate, but it's... I don't know. It's just really bad. Maybe here is the answer? And then, like... I just can't find a way to fix this. Ah! Wait, maybe here's a way. Maybe we just go here and offer up the queen. And say we'll trade. And then they have to break the pin. So which way do I want to go? I think I would want to go here. And then I'll take this way and I'll use this file. Okay, so we're going to try this. It also gets off this diagonal, which I like. And we may just be dead. I'm also super low on time. I don't regret exactly how I've used my time here, because that last position was... It kind of felt like if I make the wrong move, the game probably ends. Whereas this, maybe... You know, maybe I get to hang around. In fact, if he were to go... If my opponent were to go here, they lose. Which is fascinating, because I would take... checkmate kind of situation. Something like this, I guess, is what I should worry about. Then I'll go here. And then they still can't go here because that's just mate. So it's good, I think, chasing this bishop off of here. And then I think I just go here, here, and then try to make something happen. I'm only down a pawn. My opponent is very underdeveloped. Maybe I can go like full Paul Morphy and... I don't know, go like here, here, takes, here, here. No, not yet, but something along those lines. Maybe even after castling, do some sort of rook lift. Something to pressure them while they're trying to develop. The problem is I'm not so far ahead in development anymore that it feels overwhelming. I've really thrown all of this away. Like, they could just go here. And then if I takes... No, that doesn't work. But they're not that far away anymore. Like, even that would be fine. It would mess their pawns up a little bit, but then they could do that. Okay, so that's pretty... much the move I thought I was going to see. I'll go here. And now I should be able to get castled. I guess the problem is if they go here, I'm going to have a hard time developing the bishop. If they go here, I may just go here. Okay, that might have saved me a bit. I don't think I want to go here, because then I can't castle very easily. I don't want to go here, because then the rook can just sit there. Probably here is the answer. If they go there, I could actually go here, which is interesting. Sure. I also kind of like this of like takes, once this guy's gone, if he leaves. So let's go here. Wait, hold on. They can't go here. They could go there. But then I could just go here and at least gain a tempo while they continue to mess around to try to find a safe square for that queen. After a castle, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Once again, I keep pointing to like my opponent just moves their queen every time and leaves all their pieces undeveloped. Once they get them in the game, then this whole game is different, and I might be in trouble. Okay. That's a good point. That is a good point. Maybe I'm in big trouble now. Maybe I didn't give myself enough escape squares here. Because like if I go here, and then you just simply go there. How do I protect this bishop? Oh, no, at least I'm hitting the queen again. Okay, let's just keep hitting the queen. Oh, that might not work. Hold on. Because if I go here, they have this check winning the piece. Yeah, I guess that doesn't work. I don't like this. I think that just brings their pieces to life and I lose. Maybe I just go there. They go, like, say there. Then I could go there. Okay. At least it hits the queen again. That's always fun. Every move hitting the queen is a good time. As I go there, I can go here. The problem is this is coming, which is annoying. The old David versus Goliath. Maybe I can let them? Is there a world where they go like this and I just castle and say you can have another, like you can have a full piece, and then I'm fully developed and you are barely playing? How would that work? If I could get a rook to then attack the queen and get into the attack, that could work. But I feel like I don't have an attack is the problem. If I had an attack, that'd be kind of different. Instead, I just kind of have more developed pieces, which is not quite enough. Okay, that's what I thought they would do. I'm thinking about just knight to here. Disconnecting that stuff. Next move could be castles. This is a little bit annoying, and that now they're hitting that. But maybe at that point I would just castle and say, okay, like you can keep moving the queen every move if you want. This kind of seems interesting now. It's like that. They can't even take. It's check over here. Takes. Now maybe we can get in then with this. Maybe the bishop's here and we're mating there. Kind of dream sequence stuff happening here, but it's kind of how I'm trying to put this attack together. If I'm going to have an attack, I need to kind of have some vision of what that might look like. But this does look like a pretty decent sequence. Okay. Don't love the idea of this trade here. I might not have a choice. Takes, knight ends up there. All their pieces are more developed now. But I don't think I have much choice there. I can't really retreat that piece too easily. Now I can at least castle. And then I can put a rook here if I want. And then maybe now things are starting to brew. And then here and here and here. I don't know. Maybe we got something. Problem is this seems like a very reasonable move. Right, that just would win if I would just let them execute from there. So it'd have to be something like here, or move off of the open file and give it to my opponent, which I don't know that I can do here. I feel like that could be quite bad. If they let me go here next move, I might be okay. Because then if they go here and I go here, and we trade and I end up with this rook here, I guess I'm facing back row mates at that point. I wasn't really thinking about that. So maybe I need to do that as well. Maybe this doesn't work at all, because then if they go here, I can't go here, right? Takes, and then is that going to be mate? Actually, it's not mate. I can come back because of the knight, which is quite interesting. So maybe that would work. I go here, takes, there, back. What if they go there? I think I could just go there. Alright, interesting stuff for sure. I feel like I am not safe yet. I'm getting safer, but I haven't made it to safety. And even when I do, I'm down a pawn. So it's like, safety might not be enough. You know, like if I can trade it all the way to like rook pawn endgame maybe. But yeah, that's the move I think I was the most fearful of. So takes. Yeah, I don't really want to give up the open file just yet. I think this might be the move. This also lets me do this idea a little bit easier. I'm defending it. I don't want my knight to stay here. This feels like a terrible spot for my knight. It's nice that it prevents these mating threats, but it's just so loose. Like, as soon as they can chase this queen away with anything, then I lose. And in fact, that's not good enough, right? But it's stuff like that, right, that feels kind of worrisome. Think if I were my opponent, I would bring this knight back. I might do something like here. Maybe that's not the best idea, but I think I would go here. Okay, interesting. So they're doing that. Yeah, and if I take, now this knight does look pretty good. If I go here, the knight goes back, hitting that. Now my knight is more tied to its square. Not sure what else I can do, though. But this would be a disaster. Also, I don't have anything aggressive. We're going to do this. Pushing the knight back. We're still covering that. We can go here also to give it a little bit more coverage. Oh, and I don't want this him in there. So I have to leave this pawn. I guess I'm going to go here. I don't really know what to do at this point. I'm kind of just in... Can I survive this mode? I don't really know what to do. I think this move at some point will be good, or maybe this move and then this move. Something to give myself some breathing room on the king side, I think, is required. It just feels like my opponent is just seconds away from winning. Which is maybe even something as basic as this. And then if they take... And then this rook gets to come in, and then this rook comes to here. That, in fact, why can't this rook come to here? Takes. I guess because I have this. That does look pretty good. But I think this is a strong move. I think that's quite a good move. And they do have a passer now. So things are going better and better for my opponent. It's getting to the point where I don't have a lot of moves, right? I mean, I've got like, I could do this and this. And then after that, it's kind of like, pass? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do at that point. I might go here. No, that would lose. Yeah. I'm in a very hard spot. My opponent can just take their time and do whatever they want. They could just go here. You know, they could go here. They could go here. Like, they have a million different moves that they could do. So, they could even just go here. They have such a... I feel like such a hammer hold on this position. Although, can I just go here? Takes, here. No, because then I guess takes... And if I were to take this way, here, I think that's just losing. Maybe if I took this way, and then we just had queens on the board, maybe. This is, just a personal thing. I don't feel like I'm that great with queens. Like, when it's queen on queen, I feel like my opponents generally make better, more interesting queen moves. Okay, so that's interesting. I could take, there. Why there? Feels like a strange move. Yes, the knight is pinned, but so what? You can't attack it. Oh, maybe it's because after that, then here, that would happen. I think I'm just going to give myself an escape square. I think I'm going to do this one. Actually, hold on. Is this interesting? Where does this knight go? This knight has to go there? Or do they just let it fall because then they would be hitting my knight? Alright. I'm running low on time, so we're going to go... I guess I'm going to go here, which I don't love. I would have rather gone here and then here, but I want to retain this possibility. I just want to retain the ability to double attack in case something pops into this position. This piece is so loose that can I find a way to do this and be on this pawn and do something good with that? Maybe. Maybe that's going to pop up in this position. Also, it's possible going here was better to go like here, 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 but I really don't think so. I wanted to keep these attached with the queen on the board. It just makes me nervous to stick this pawn out here like this with queens zigging around everywhere and also a bunch of time trouble. That's right, this opponent is quite a bit lower rated, so maybe we should, instead of panicking, be sort of waiting for the blunder. Also, I didn't think about this. Had I gone here, this is a really dicey pin. Okay, I don't understand that move very well. I kind of like to move this knight. Where's the knight going to go, though? Okay, takes here, here, takes here, here, moves out of the pin, knight goes here, here, I don't know. Alright, and the knight is covering this. Like, everything's busy. It's just such a bad position. Yeah, I don't even know what to do here. Maybe here? And then if they take here? I don't know. At least this pin is broken. And now we do have some interesting things, like we could go here next, and then this guy's hanging. So then maybe they'd have to do something like... Yeah, I don't know what they would do there, right? Would they just lose a piece? Here, here, here? Seems like it. Maybe they could go there? Here, there. Because if I were to go here, they could take here with the rook. And then I think I would be dead. I'm probably going to go for this line anyway if they allow it. The reason being because here is at least interesting. I have this check. The knight is engaged. I can then slide this guy over. And maybe that does something. Maybe that doesn't work at all, actually. Takes. No, that seems interesting. I don't know, my goal here is pretty simple. I'm going to try to double up or do something cute with the knight. There, here, then what? Here, takes. I feel like there should be something there. Not seeing it though. Alright, the good news is they're taking some time, so we're evening this time gap a little. It's still bigger than I would like, but it's getting smaller. Yeah, they're really eating a lot of time here, which I think is an important time to do it. Ooh, that is interesting. Okay. That guy is covered now, so I can't do anything too cool with that. Like, if I go here... Oh, no, nothing works here, right? That doesn't do anything anymore. So there's nothing there. So I think I go here. The problem is this, right? They will have really fixed a lot of their issues by just sticking a knight in there. And it comes with an attack on my queen. So maybe I go here. So if they do try to do this, then I can take here. If they go here. Oh. Here, here. Here, takes, here. Actually, I'm covering that, so that should be fine. Okay, we got to move. I'm going here. I don't know if that's the best move in this position. Probably is not. Maybe just this is right. But at least this I'm threatening something. They'll take some time to look at it. This maybe is the best idea still. But they're probably going to go here. Ah. Okay, there's some interesting things. If they go here and I take here, this check is actually kind of bad. Because it's check, I have to move, and then this piece hangs. So I don't think I can even take there. I think what I would probably do after here is just go here. And then I can go here. And that's at least something interesting. I don't know if it's enough to win. Ah, they do have this check. No, they don't. Okay, they have the check. Oh, and they have that. So I guess maybe I have to go here then. So that after the check, I can handle it. Which is kind of annoying. I don't really want the rooks, doubled behind that knight. Ooh, okay. Went that way. It's forcing me to go here. Got this check. Oh, is it going to be rook here? No. Knight there. That I was not expecting. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I'll go here, I guess. I don't know. I think we're going rook here, and then this is mate, if they let it. What? Oh, I'm a fool. Okay, I lost. That's too bad. Wow. Yep, that is game. Shoot. That was a really embarrassing way to end it. It's a pretty basic tactic. We are going here. There's no reason to trade queens, right? Like, clearly if we trade queens, we're just lost. So let's at least... They have a king that is weak right now, a back rank. So we do have these ideas. Is that going to win? It seems very unlikely. But maybe we can make something happen in the process. Everyone's low on time. Maybe something wacky will happen. More likely than not, my opponent will just want me. Okay. 145. They're getting low, which I like. Wow, they're really going low here. Okay. Are they looking for, like, the mate? It's kind of a trick of, like, you don't have to look for the mate. Just go here. All right, like, that's all you got to do, and just go slow and win. That's a good idea, too. I think I'll go... here. And just put a little pressure on that rook. Maybe I can go here and here. Who knows? Something. There's also these ideas. Getting him out of there. I guess this is... No, that doesn't do anything right now. Okay. They go there. I will go... here. And now they're finally bringing all their pieces into the game, which is good for them. Okay, I'm going to go here. Wait, no, that's mate. This is mate. Let's go... here, I guess? This is getting bad. The fact that I had to do this is game. I thought maybe I had like some stuff brewing, but now I'm totally dead. My king's going to be under attack now. All the pieces are in. Like, there's just no chance anymore. I guess there is a chance. If my opponent goes like here, then they lose. So, there was no reason for them not to just take a second to do that at some point when they were just crushing me into oblivion. It's kind of surprising they did not. But, you know, they can just go here, and then do it. Wow. So going under a minute here. Big think. Big think here. A lot of big thinks as they're trying to get, as I've got text pouring in. Trying my best to, you know, be a good chess player and ignore them. It's hard when you're getting whooped to not glance at text when they come in. It's one of the reasons I'm so happy that over the board you just can't have your phone. I did have an opponent recently, though, over the board, getting text all game. And I was like, what is happening? This person does not know the rules, huh? Okay. So again, going for the mate threat. And do I even have a way to parry it? Yeah, I guess I do. I could go here. I mean, they can go here. It's not great for me. Okay, they're going there, threatening that mate. Doing a good job of just every turn threatening mate. I'll go... That loses for sure to this. I think everything loses now. Because this is mate is the problem. So let's go here and hope that my opponent makes a ridiculous move. Because this is mate. Here. But those, I did not see any move that wasn't mate. So I made this move knowing it was mate. Let's go here and see if they made us. If they don't, we've got checkmate. They only have 30 seconds left, and they found it. Unbelievable that they found it. Okay, I think the game all fell apart on one move. Let's see if my assessment is correct, or if I'm doing that thing that I often do where I'm just totally misevaluating everything. Okay, so these are all book moves, but the computer says I'm crushing, right? Like, I should be crushing. My opponent has made ridiculous, and this was a bad move. This was not a good idea. It's not like a losing move, but it just gives up a lot. Like, I don't need to do that. Especially if I can see 1 second ahead. I could just play here. I could just play here. Like, all of these are fine. Let's see what they... Yeah, A3 is still crushing. Most every move is still crushing, except this move, which is kind of like, what? Why are you doing that? And now it's even. Unless my opponent does that. And then this was the move that I thought I was very proud of. And I thought we were in good shape. And the computer says that, yes, we are doing very well now. It's 0.8. And then I went here. And I'm in business. And then, bam. This is the move that loses. And it does lose. And my thought process was, I see they can take here. But that's fine because I'm taking here. And my taking here is more devastating because I'm getting their rook. But I didn't look just one single more move that they would win the rook and win the game. So, like, when they made this move, I was like, that's fine. I go here, and then I win. And it's like, no, they go here, and then they win. Actually, wow, I didn't think about that. They can't do that. But, right, because this is covered. Sorry. Of course. That's the other thing I noticed, that this is covered, and they would just take me. So, right, so there was a whole disaster. Let's see, the other moves I was thinking about in this position were going here. Well, the thing was, remember, I really wanted to go here to be able to go like this, and I realized I couldn't. But what I could have done is just made this move that I wanted to make to be able to go here. That is actually the number one move in the position. This would have been fine to get castled. I think those are the only two moves I was really considering. That's the other decent one. But yeah, this is great. And then they castle, let's say. And then I can't go here, unfortunately. But, oh well. I'll just go here. They make a move. They're struggling to develop a bit. I castle. And I'm not winning, but like the computer says I'm up 0.1, which is a whole pawn. Because their development is tough, right? Like, it's like, where can the knight could go here and here, I guess. This bishop can't go anywhere. They'd have to go like this if they were really all in on getting their bishop out. But even that isn't that great. And in fact, now I can jump in here, and it's like, looks pretty good for me. But I blundered it, right? I blundered it all the way with this move. And let's see if there was any moments. I kind of felt like maybe I have a chance because of how this is going. And I do. The computer says I'm barely losing now. And in fact, the best move is takes, and it's only 0.6. And that's kind of how I was evaluating it. But then they went there. The computer says now it is dead even. Until I went there. And what I should have done is just said, cool, you want to draw? Let's do a draw. Let's do a draw. Obviously, they're not going to do a draw, right? So let's say they go somewhere else. They can't go here. They can't go here. Maybe they can't go there. I guess, yeah, where can they even go? They can go safely here, and that is really it. And then at that point, I can continue bullying them a bit. Maybe they come back to the starting square, and I win. So they have to go somewhere like this. And then I can start to continue to develop, and I'm doing all right. Again, taking advantage of the fact that the queen is the only piece out. I didn't do that. I kind of stepped into some nonsense here. And I could never... First of all, I could never get everything fully safe. And secondly, I let them just get everything, in the game now. Now all their pieces are developed, and I'm just down a pawn, right? Like, maybe my opponent will make a huge game-losing blunder, but it seems unlikely. This is a game-losing blunder, actually. Because once this guy comes in, as we saw, bad stuff happens. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, game's just over. Right, because they won my knight, right? So it's like, when this happened, the game was over. Because of this whole situation that I didn't even see. Yep. What a tough game. My opponent, over 100 points lower rated than me, played a very good game. The computer says I was 88% accuracy. My opponent was 94% accuracy. I think 88% is too high for me. I don't think I played that great. Although I guess it really comes down to just like one bad move. Well, one weird move in the beginning with this thing right here. And then one horrible move here. Right? So it's like, this is the move of the game. And I think that's really the big takeaway, is that you can't just look like I go here, you go here, haha, I go here. That's not a deep enough analysis of a critical move, right? Like, if this doesn't work, I lose. I just lose. And if this does work, all they do is castle, and it's not like I'm crushing them or something, right? It's a dead even game, the computer says, if they castle. So I just didn't take seriously enough. Can they take this pawn? I just pretty much immediately said they can, but I would take here and then here. So they can't. So there you go. That's chess. Sometimes you don't look deeply enough. You play lots of good moves in the game, but really oftentimes it comes down to the bad one, right? So it's like, I can be like, hey, 88% accurate. That's pretty good, but that doesn't really tell the story of the game, right? The story of the game is that I missed a pretty basic moment that lost me the game almost instantly. After that, my opponent played very well. I was kind of waiting for them to make a giant error. Did not come. Doesn't always come. All right. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time on the road to 2200.